saw that, Chris, shaking your head along with the guitar solo.
It's a groovy tune,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's a groovy tune. Yeah, I mean, I guess you gotta have something to be positive about tonight, right? Well, anyways, guys, welcome to Sarcastic Remarks. Along with Chris, my name is Ryan. We are the official Dallas Stars podcast of THPN. Please go and use that promo code THPN the next time you go and use their app. The Dallas Stars lose by a final score of 4-1 to the Colorado Avalanche. They lose to the Avalanche twice in 1 week, and Mr. Georgiev had himself a game, and the Stars could not convert on the power play. What were your initial thoughts getting into this game, Chris?
Yeah, Georgiev really stole this one from us. Is the big thing. The other thing is the past 3 games we've allowed 4 or more goals every single game. That can't happen. That's a combination of defense and goaltending. Tonight we still see some very suspect defense, especially from Suter was the bigger one, and Lundqvist was very bad. Miller kind of had a better game at least, but yeah, Suter, who has been playing over 20 minutes every game, the past, I think, 3 games, he's been sat a lot more. So we need some more defensemen.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on the whole Miller thing. I thought he was one of the worst ones tonight, honestly. And along with Miller, Suter had a terrible game. Hakanpää had a terrible game.
Yeah.
Lundqvist, I thought, was decent.
Hakanpää literally in the first 30 seconds of the game, straight to the penalty box. Was that Hakanpää or was that Lundqvist? I don't remember. It was one of them.
I think it was Hakanpää. But no, it was Lundqvist. It was Lundqvist for holding. And I mean, they do it again. They take penalties at the absolute worst times. And I don't even know if I want to go over these notes, to be totally honest with you. We can just sit here and talk about the last couple of games here. I guess we'll do a little bit here.
Well, but the other thing tonight is we kind of got shafted with an unlucky situation where Colorado was supposed to be on a second night of a back-to-back as well, and they weren't because their game got postponed to Nashville yesterday. So that's the big reason why our third period really sucks tonight. I mean, you could tell our guys are just out of gas. They played 3 games in 4 nights. That's fair. But what's not fair is scoring 1 goal when you have 5 power plays in 1 period. You got to score more goals than that if you're getting 5. So that's the biggest downfall tonight. And then the goaltending was not good. And we already said defending was not good. So I'm sure we'll get that figured out. But the opponents aren't getting any easier here. So
I guess I'll at least get into the goals at the very least because
we'll do the goals.
Yeah. Lundqvist would immediately go to the box for holding. First Dallas penalty kill. I literally wrote facepalm on my notes. Colorado scores on it. And again, it's this constant thing of where it looks like the Stars are going to be able to get it out of the zone, and they can't. First, it's Hakanpää. Hakanpää can't get it out, and someone mentioned it on Twitter and said, "Oh, well, Hakanpää had the puck stopped by the ref." Well, I'm not even talking about that one. I don't blame him for that one. They won the face-off, and then he rings it around the boards. You have to know that's not going to work. You have to know that's not going to work. And then Ben, who has been very good, made an uncharacteristic mistake. And the thing that's different about Hakanpää and Ben is the fact that Ben has been on an absolute fire streak. And I guess you could still say he's sort of kind of on it because he did look semi-decent tonight, but Hakanpää has not been. So
well, and Ben didn't just make a stupid play. He didn't just make Ben didn't just make a stupid play. He just missed the puck. Like it just jumped on him or something. I don't know. It's still inexcusable. Like you got to get the puck out of the zone instead of thinking about the rush, but very different there. And I feel like 2 of the goals that we gifted that were scored against us were just gifted to the Avs. That was the first one. I mean, you're just going to give the puck to McKinnon and in the slot, he's going to score.
Speaking of Hakanpää, I'm glad he is okay, by the way. I may be ragging on him for his play in tonight's game, but I am hoping that he's okay after he took a puck to the face there in the first period. Dallas won the first 10 faceoffs of the game. I was just trying to write something positive. Right after that, there's 2 3-on-2s for Colorado. One is a shot by McKinnon. The other is by Cogliano. Kiviranta gets tripped. It's an easy call, but there was no call there, and that was before the barrage of power plays we would get in the second period. Marchment would have a chance in the high slot. Colorado would have another 2-on-1, and it was a really good D play by whoever was playing with Suter. And I mean, even Razor on that particular play, it's about 7 minutes and 25 seconds into the first period, remaining in the first period. Excuse me. He said that Suter looks flat-footed. So it's not just us. It's not just us saying that. It's Razor who is also saying this as well.
And your time and I says it too. So Pete DeBoer is saying it as well. Only 18 minutes tonight.
So right after Razor says that, Manson is able to score, and it was very similar to one of the goals in the game yesterday. And it kind of a fluke, kind of bounced perfectly for the other opposing player in front of the net. But again, it's Dallas losing puck battles in front, and I wrote it was on Miller there. Miller should have had Manson in front, and they're just not paying attention to guys that are coming in and getting that second bite of the cheese, and they're just not doing a very good job of that with the defensive coverage, and it's kind of screwed us over the past 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I totally agree with you on that play. This was on a couple of goals. It was just a rebound where the back guy is not tied up at all. There's not a good enough back check. Miller was not back checking strong enough there.
The fourth line, we get a chance with Lundqvist on the ice as well. They had a really good shift there. Garyanov used his speed again, which was nice. We saw that a couple times tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That speed led to an extended shift in the ozone, so he's using that. He might not necessarily be getting points there, but he's forcing momentum for the Dallas Stars in the ozone.
They're coming.
And Suter with an ill-advised pass with 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Shots are 16-10 Dallas with a minute and a half remaining. And I wrote, good to see Hakanpää back, but he does have a plastic cage on. And McKinnon misses wide. That ends the first period. What did you think of the first period? Anything that kind of stuck out to you there?
We need to score a goal in the first period. I mean, we outshot them by a lot. The period is way too wide open. Not any good defense at all by the Stars. But we got to find a way to score a goal there to keep us in it, especially when you're on a second night of a back-to-back. You can't go down 2-0. But we're unable to do that.
Going into the second period here, Stars get five power plays in this period. And they're not able to do much with it other than the one goal, and it was an ugly goal. So that ugly goal was scored by, I thought it was Ben, but it was actually Pavelski. So Pavelski with a deflection, it kind of bounces over a couple of guys, a couple of skates and stuff, and it somehow makes its way behind Georgiev, and 2-1. And at that point, I'm like, okay, maybe we can salvage this game. And that would not be the case. Hunt would score completely against the flow of play. I mean, now Dallas should have been dominating that second period because of the amount of power plays that they had. But that goal was completely 100% against the flow of play, and it should have been prevented.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Wedgwood is thinking there. I mean, I don't think he is thinking, because the rebound should never go to the slot on a turnaround shot right after the guy comes from behind the net. That's terrible. And then the guy in the slot needs to be tied up every single time, and we need to clear the rebound. So it was terrible goaltending and defending. So,
and guess who missed Hunt coming in?
Who did it?
Ryan Suter.
Cool.
I literally wrote down Colorado was getting nothing going offensively. Absolutely nothing going on offensively. Dallas would get their third power play after that. Excuse me. And they get another power play after that for too many men. Not much goes on. Mason clipped Josh Manson, actually, and there was no penalty, and there should have been. So the Stars get lucky on that, and they dodge that. And I just wrote down, there's so many chances, no execution with 4 minutes remaining. And then as I'm writing that, they get another power play, and they still don't do anything with that power play either. So 5 power plays in the second period, for the Dallas Stars, and they come away with 1 goal in a game that you're going to be tired because of what happened. You went to overtime in the night before. You played against Winnipeg in the first game. Now you're playing against Colorado in the second game. the other top two teams in the Central Division, and you lose both of these games. So that was really frustrating for me. Any thoughts on the second period?
20 shots to 10 that period. You took 20 shots and scored 1 goal. I mean, obviously, you need to give Georgiev a lot of credit here. He was fantastic. He was absolutely amazing. But if we're one of the best offensive teams in the league, you got to find a way. They didn't find a way tonight.
That was my takeaway from this period, actually, is just Georgiev was really good. That's what it was. And he kind of bailed out his team there, to be totally honest.
Did.
The third period, I don't know if you had this feeling, Chris, but it was just kind of lethargic.
Yeah, it was over.
I knew this game was over, and it was only 3-1 at that point, I think, right? Yeah. It was only 3-1. So we had seen the Stars do it, the past two games. Robo scored 2 goals and tied up the game for us and allowed us to go to overtime where we would just lose. But right off the bat, Colorado would get a power play, and it's, of all people, it's Ryan Suter with a high stick. So Dallas would have another penalty for too many men a couple minutes after that. And Suter and Hagenpaw both, they I don't know what it is, but they just kept rimming it around the boards on the penalty kill. Every time they had the puck, we would win the faceoff. They would rim it around the boards, expecting it to go out, and it never went out. Never went anytime they tried that. So that was really frustrating for me. Makar, oh my gosh, he had an enormous slap shot, and I was like, holy crap, I would not want to be in front of that shot. And then O'Connor would score off the rush right off of that. It's a 3-on-2. Guess who's out there and misses the defensive coverage? It's
Suter. Yeah.
And at that point, we're halfway through the period, and I write down the shots are 10-2 in favor of Colorado in the third. And then at the end of the game, McDonald and Glendening get into a fight after Kiviranta kind of gets hit. That could have been a really dangerous hit. They could have been. And then I just wrote down that officiating is an absolute joke at this point. They give Glendening a fighting major, an instigating major, and then 20 minutes and misconduct penalties. Absolute freaking joke.
That was more, hey, the game's over. Let's end it, actually. So, I mean, it's obviously overkill, but whatever.
All they had to do was, even if they wanted to just give him a fighting major and an instigating penalty, that would have done it. He's off the ice. What's the point in giving him 20 minutes and misconduct penalties?
Just to make it a man advantage so that there's no chance of anything else happening in the game. I mean, I agree it's stupid. I don't think I've seen instigating called in 5 years. So that was shocking, but whatever. Didn't matter at that point. I was happy to see him stand up for Kiviranta in that moment because there's no reason to throw a hit that late in the game when you're up by 3 goals. I mean, what is he thinking? He deserves to get his bell rung, and he got a good shot in there too. So good on Glendening.
Officiating in the NHL is a complete joke. It's an absolute freaking joke. And I'll go back to the play on Hellebuck. Hellebuck actually came out in a press conference today before, I guess during practice or something like that, and wondered why he wasn't protected. And you know what? I kind of agree with him because yes, I do. That it should have been blown dead, just like we complained about the Bishop thing in 2019 in the Blues power play. The Blues,
that is not,
it's Game 6.
That's not the rule. That's not officiating thing. If you want to change the rule, then you have an argument there. But that's not officials not protecting the players. The rule says that the play continues if they have a scoring chance going in the meantime. So the Stars had a scoring chance going. So they're not going to blow the play dead. That's not the rule. If you want to change the rule, that's fair, and we can talk about that. But you can't blame that on the officials.
Yeah, and I've already got that down for our Wednesday night. One of our talking points is to talk about that and whether we think it should be changed or not. But it is what it is. If officiating is a joke, the NHL is a joke with this, and I'm kind of sick of it because, I mean, 5 power plays. I don't. It was a boring game. It was a boring game for me, and part of it was just the Stars didn't play well. Yes, but I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like it how this game went, and how it was officiated. I think it was officiated poorly. So that's just me. We do have the phone lines open. We will be taking calls here in just a little bit, right after we do a couple of segments to end the show, and then we'll take y'all's calls. If you want to call 214-586-0102 and tell me how much of an idiot I am for sticking up for Suter, and like, you can tell me how much of an idiot I am because I feel like an idiot. Or you can tell us anything about what we said tonight or anything we're going to say for the
I
rest
think
of
you're
the
smart,
episode
Ryan.
tonight. So I appreciate it, Chris. What happened in tonight's game, Chris? But just break it down. Give us like a paragraph.
We got goalied and we can't score. That's a kindergarten paragraph.
Kindergarten paragraph. Yep. I will go out and say on a limb that the Dallas D-corps has been absolutely terrible the past week. Absolutely 100% terrible. And our goaltending is not helping us out either. But the thing is that it's mostly the D-corps because they're making the first saves most of the time. And typically when you make that first save, you can kind of sort of expect your defense to kind of help you clear it out or whatever. But that's the thing. So
Wedgwood left two pretty big softies in too, though. So that's kind of rough as well. I don't think Colorado played a great game tonight either. So it's just very
it's a
blah
bad
overall.
game.
Yeah,
It's a bad game.
Bad
But
game
again,
all the way around.
It goes to show you that even the good teams still find a way to win. And Winnipeg did it, and Colorado did it. So they did it against us. Yeah, we're first in the Central right now, but I have a feeling we won't be. Because if we can't win games against Winnipeg, thankfully we don't have to play Winnipeg at all for the rest of the year, which is crazy to think. But we don't.
Terrible
And in
scheduling.
Colorado, we just play one more time, and that's it. So we won't
Yeah.
see either one of those teams for a while. And now we got St. Louis coming to town. We've seen, I think, Nashville twice, I think. So we have another Nashville game coming up soon. So we'll see how that goes. Biggest winner and biggest loser in tonight's game, Chris, and then we'll probably take some calls and we'll see how it goes.
Biggest winner is the fighting Texas Aggies, taking down number 5 Louisiana State University in a throttling. I mean, we took care of them. We took it to them. Their playoff hopes are dead. They died in College Station tonight, and they are buried underneath Kyle Field.
Yeah, except Texas A&M did that like 2 months ago. So.
Oh yeah,
To themselves.
No, we did that the second game. The second game we did that.
Oh man, is Texas A&M even bowl eligible at this point?
They are not. We are the best 5-7 team in college football history.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Who's your biggest loser tonight?
My biggest loser tonight is Louisiana State University.
They
are terrible. The Tigers suck. I mean, boy, that's embarrassing to lose to a 5-7 team. It's got to be. No more playoffs for you. FSU, Alabama, us.
Yep.
All right, I'm done. That's enough football.
All right. I guess my biggest winner tonight, I got to give it to Alexander Georgiev. He was fantastic tonight.
He was wonderful.
And biggest loser tonight, again, I'll give it to the Dallas D-corps. And specifically 3 guys: Suter, Hockenpah, Miller, in that order. And Suter needs to sit down or something. I understand he's 37. I know it was a back-to-back and stuff like that, but
we absolutely need to
we
see
need
Hanley
him to
in.
make plays.
I am shocked that Hanley did not get into this game. That's honestly criminal, but whatever.
I am very surprised as well, and that was actually something I meant to mention right off the bat. But why do you think Pete DeBoer kept him in? Do you think he was hoping they would, I don't know, get some sort of retribution?
He doesn't trust Hanley. If you go look at his time on ice, anytime Hanley's on, he plays good minutes, and he always praises him for the minutes that he plays. But he always plays like 8 minutes, so that's really not enough when you're on the second night of a back-to-back. You can't lean on the other guys that much. So yeah, we'll have to see if he'll give him a full shot, considering how terrible we've had it with our defensemen recently. But they could also just play better because we know they can. They've been doing it. So.
All right. Well, I am not hearing any calls on the phone line, so we may just.
Everyone's too depressed to talk.
Yeah. I feel like we're depressed talking about this. People are going to be listening to us, and
I
they're gonna be
sound
like,
depressed because I lost my voice.
so.
We're playing the Blues next week. I love playing the Blues. I love beating the Blues. We'll beat the Blues. It'll be fine.
Well, actually, Chris,
We got a call.
we got a call, so let's see who we got.
Amazing.
Hello, this is Ryan with Starcastic Remarks. Who is this? We got Colin.
Hey, what's up?
Hello?
Hey, Ryan, it's James. Remember the guy you talked about the fan show or whatever? So yeah, this is like the fan stories. Yeah, that's me. This is James. So.
Oh, hey James, how
Hey,
you doing,
James.
man? What were your thoughts on tonight's game?
Oh, so I was just calling in to say like like Colorado really took the win. Like I was just looking at the stats and everything, and they just picked like the 3 stars of the game. They picked like Alexander Georgiev for the first star, Josh Manson for the second, and then Hunt for number 22 for Colorado for the third star.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much have to look at the.
And then just everything, and then I mean, it was just all Colorado tonight. We can just say that right out of the way. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I 100% agree. So. Chris, what did you think about the 3-star selection there? Do you agree with that?
Yep, Georgiev deserved it. I mean, we took 40 plus shots, so he did good.
Well, James, I appreciate your call, man, and we will catch you later. Appreciate you calling in, man.
Hey, no problem, guys. Yeah, I might call in more often. Yeah, who knows? Like,
yeah,
and we'll just get ready for St. Louis, and then we come home on the 1st of December, and both teams will wear their reverse retros. So let's see what that looks like.
That's
Let's
true.
do it.
So.
Oh, and then one thing is that like both teams. What did y'all think of the Colorado Avalanche's reverse retros? Did you like them or did you not like them?
They're terrible.
Razor said. Yeah, I agree. Razor said they look like the Atlanta Thrashers colors. That's what he said. That's what I heard. So
I opened the game and I thought we were playing the Knights for a second. I was like
the Rockies logo, like the Rockies jerseys. Like that's what most people were saying. I'm like, I mean, it's supporting Colorado. What are you supposed to do? Like, what do you want to put on that jersey? You know? So.
They did a good job with the jersey. I mean, I don't hate the jersey, but at the same time, they look like the Atlanta Thrashers out there. So it was just too weird. I definitely think
I was asking my friend, is like, yeah, should we like? He's like, I miss the Thrashers. I'm like, did they really do anything? Really?
No, they didn't. Well, thanks for calling, James.
Thank you, James.
Hey, appreciate it, guys. Yeah, no problem.
Have a good night.
Thought someone would call in. I thought Ardell would call in and say something, but
nah, not tonight. It was too depressing. Thank you, James. All right, guys. Hopefully we'll get ready for St. Louis, and St. Louis will be a better game. So
it will be.
Yeah,
hopes are high.
It's got to be better. It's got to be better than tonight, right? It's got to be better. So, all right, guys, that's gonna do it for us. Christian, anything else we need to say?
Go Aggies.
Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Thank you to DraftKings Sportsbook for being our sponsor. Use that promo code THPN the next time you're there. Along with Chris, my name is Ryan. We will catch you guys on the flip side, and we hope you guys have a good, fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're listening to this. I promise we'll be a lot more chipper on Monday. See you guys later.